Kimberly asked, I was reading Romans 8:9 on a parallel Bible, and here's what it says. If any man has not the Spirit of Christ, he does not belong to him. He is not one of his. Can you explain what that means? She asks.
Yeah, that means that you cannot say you belong to Jesus Christ and treat everybody like dirt. You sin like
Mm-hmm.
it's a hobby or a lifestyle. You can't really belong to him. Either you never cared about what you said, or you just stepped away from what you had decision you had made. Jesus will still pursue you, by the way, even if you make that decision. It says he's married to the backslider, which means he's going to pursue you no matter what. If you've ever given yourself to him, he will still pursue you. But I know what they're talking about. You can't not care about people. I'm really a private person. I like alone time. But being born into a family of 15, there was almost none of that. And so I would find little times or moments that I could actually be alone, but I would always be talking to Jesus when I wasn't a perfect child, but my hunger to know him was very
Mm.
great. And I didn't mind having alone times with him. But I just tell people all the time, you can't not get to a place where your mind has been seared by watching graphic violence, murders, hate, witchcraft, Satanism. What it does to your mind is it begins to sear. It talks about your mind being seared in the Bible. It literally will burn off with darkness the life you have with Christ, the understanding of who he was. And the more you watch that stuff or read that stuff or be a part of people's lives that do wicked things, like go to seances, or even
Mm.
wicked, like the concert that just happened where they had so much Satanism going on in that concert, where people died. You can't keep doing that and not think it's going to affect your soul. Your soul has many layers in it, many layers. And what you fill in those layers is what you begin to think about. And eventually it's what you will
Mm.
become. And so that's what it means when your mind becomes seared. You can't hear or think or even understand who God is. And this is why you're still living your natural life on the earth. I don't think it acts very natural, but God put in each of us, every one of us, have a heart that cares. When he sends us, even as a young child, we care. We love his creatures. We make friends easy. We're happy most of the time. We are not filled with offense, anger, unforgiveness. And I'm not saying that you can't let go of that. You can. But I'm talking about people who get so deceived and polluted, they don't even care if they die. They don't care if they kill people. That is a seared mind. Those people could not really say, I belong to Jesus Christ. Number one, they wouldn't even care about his name. They wouldn't care who he was, what he had done for them, even a long time ago. They give themselves so much to the darkness. And so I think there's a difference, though, that people get angry. They get angry at God. They think he did something wrong. That's not necessarily wiping him out of your life or your mind or your heart. You really have to understand what's in the heart of man. And I have news for you. God is the only one. The Spirit of God is the only one that knows really the thoughts and intents of your heart, of course, except Jesus Christ. I say every member of the Trinity really knows what you're thinking, what you're doing, where you're going,
Really? Wow.
what you're saying.
Wow.
They know, and yet they still love you. But
Yeah.
you can't get to a place where you have no concern or care for human life. You can't get to a place where you don't care if it's wiped out. If you wiped it out, you walked away, your mind is seared, your heart is seared. Those people really need to be for prayer to happen, that they get delivered, that they get set free. They have an encounter with Jesus Christ. There's nothing that says you can't ask for that. I can tell you that would do something to them.
Yeah.
But there are people right now, because of all the stuff going on, who've just decided, well, we're just going to give it all up now and just step into the darkness. We may as well enjoy it. They will have
Mm.
a very hard life themselves. They will,
Mm.
because you can't partner with darkness and not be consumed by it.
Yeah.
So I know that's what the scripture's talking about. It's not talking about someone who just got angry, who got hurt, and
Yeah.
then withdrew. That's different than really just selling out everything you have to hate, to darkness, to evil. That's a whole different thing that you're talking
Yeah.
about. So